Hello there and welcome again to St Matt's Online Sunday Club. I hope you're all okay. Well, today we've lots going on. We've got an exciting story, we've got something to make, and we can talk to Jesus. But first, let's begin by singing a song that reminds us we have a God who can be trusted.
And set the stars ablaze, lit up the heavens to declare his praise. If God built the mountains and he filled the sea, God must be great, great enough for me to fully trust him. When the going gets tough, yeah, we can trust him. God is able enough to keep us standing, whatever may come our way. Our God's unfailing, from the first to the last, he's never changing. Future, present and past, our God's amazing, and we can put our trust in him. If God freed his people from the Pharaoh, battle for Joshua down in Jericho, if God rescued Daniel from the lion's den, God must be great, really great, so then we ought to trust him. When the going gets tough, yeah, we can trust him. God is able enough to keep us standing, whatever may come our way. Our God's unfailing, from the first to the last, he's never changing. Future, present and past, our God's amazing, and we can put our trust in him. God showed his love when Jesus died for me. I dealt with my sin, I got his guarantee. If God proved it all when Jesus rose again, God must be great, really great, so then be sure to trust him. When the going gets tough, yeah, we can trust him. God is able enough to keep us standing, whatever may come our way. Present and past, our God's amazing, and we can put our trust in him. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, we can trust him. When the going gets tough, yeah, we can trust him. God is able enough to keep us standing, whatever may come our way. Our way, our way, our way. Our God's unfailing, from the first to the last, he's never changing. Put our trust in him.
Now I like the Where's Wally books. Perhaps you've got some. You have to find Wally, but it's not always easy because there are hundreds of other people in the pictures. It's hard for us to see on the screen, although if you pause the video after the session, you might just be able to find him. Of course, the 2020 book will look very different because we're not allowed to meet in large groups. However, this morning, Wally is hidden outside, so see how soon you can find him.
Where's Wally hiding? There you are! Where is Wally hiding now? There she is! Where is Wally hiding now? Ooh, that's a horse. Where is Wally? There she is! Right, where's Wally hiding now? Can you see her? There she is! Where's Wally now? There she is!
Well, did you quickly spot Wally? Well, in our true Bible story today, the friends of Jesus, the disciples, wonder, where is Jesus? Now, he's not hiding like Wally, but he's not where they expect him to be. Let's look at God's word. The storm that stopped. One evening, after a busy day talking to and teaching crowds of people, Jesus said to his friends, "Let's go over to the other side of the sea." This was the Sea of Galilee. So they all pushed the boat into the lake and set sail for the other side. Jesus was tired from the crowds and so lay down in the back of the boat and fell fast asleep with his head on a cushion. All of a sudden, a storm blew up. In fact, they were in the middle of the biggest, loudest, scariest, most ginormous storm you could imagine. The wind blew hard, the waves grew huge, the water poured into the boat. The friends were terrified. Everyone was working hard, lowering the sails, pulling on the oars to row back to land and tipping out the water. But where was Jesus? He was not at the sails, not at the oars, not tipping out the water. He was asleep in the back of the boat. The wind blew harder, the waves grew huger, the water filled the boat, but still Jesus was asleep. "Wake up," they yelled. "We're drowning," they screamed. "Don't you even care?" they cried. And then Jesus stirred. He opened his eyes. And he did something amazing. He didn't help his friends pour the water out of the boat. He didn't help them try to row back to land. Instead, he simply stood up and spoke. But he didn't speak to his friends. He spoke to the storm, to the wind and the waves. "Quiet! Be still!" he commanded. Just those few little words. And immediately, at that very moment, the wind died down and the sea was quiet, still and calm. Then Jesus looked at his friends and said, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still not trust me? Do you still have no faith?" But they were terrified, and they looked at each other and asked each other, "Who is this? Even the waves and the wind do what he says." Well, what a stormy time the friends of Jesus had, didn't they? They were brave fishermen, and yet they were scared to death by this really big storm. Everyone was busy. They were pulling down the sails, rowing hard, bailing out the water. Everyone was trying to help. But where was Jesus? They look around. He's nowhere to be seen. And then they find him. And where is he? He's asleep in the back of the boat with his head on a cushion. The scariest of all storms is happening all around them, and Jesus is asleep. No wonder they start yelling at him, "Jesus, wake up, don't you care? We're going to drown." And Jesus wakes up. Now I expect they wanted him to help bail out the water, tip the water out the boat, or to row hard back to land. I'm sure they never expected what happened. What amazing thing happened. Because that storm didn't stop by coincidence. It didn't stop because of a stroke of luck. That storm stopped because Jesus ordered it to stop. It was Jesus who controlled the wind and the waves. What an incredible thing. What an amazing thing to happen. Now, have you ever built a sandcastle and tried to stop the sea from coming and washing it away? And I really hope that we'll be able to get to the sea again this year to be able to build things like sandcastles. But when you built your castle, could you stop the sea coming in? Of course not. We can't stop the tide. But Jesus stopped this storm. He did this incredible thing, something only he could do. So no wonder his friends ask each other, "Who is this man?" And Jesus stops this storm, not to show off, "Hey, look what I can do." He stops this storm to answer that very question, to prove that he is from God, to prove that he has the awesome power of God. You see, God made the world. God made the seas. God controls the sea and the wind. And here Jesus shows that he also can control the sea and the wind. Jesus is showing his friends and us that he can do the things that God can do, because Jesus is God. Who is this man? It's God himself, come as a person to our world. Well, let's have a song we've been learning over the last couple of weeks that answers the question, who is this man?
Hello, hello. We're going to sing a song about Jesus. Do you know who Jesus is? He's the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords and the Son of God, and we're going to praise him as we sing this song together. He's the King of Kings, he's the Lord of Lords. He can heal the sick, he can calm the storm. He's the Son of God, he can save us from sin, and he calls us to follow him. You know what? I actually think this song would be better if we had someone playing piano and maybe singing along with us. So, hey Philip,
Hey.
how about you join us?
Love to.
Oh, I should probably move over.
Yeah, just a little bit more.
Some more room? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. Thanks. Shall we sing?
1, 2, 3, 4. He's the King of Kings, he's the Lord of Lords. He can heal the sick, he can calm the storm. He's the Son of God, he can save us from sin, and he calls us to follow him. Jesus met a man covered in disease, knew he needed to be clean. Jesus just touched him, the disease was gone.
Only God could do that.
Who is this man? He's the King of Kings, he's the Lord of Lords. He can heal the sick, he can calm the storm. He's the Son of God, he can save us from sin, and he calls us to follow him. Jesus and his friends caught in a storm, looking like they're gonna drown.
by stopping the storm, Jesus also showed his friends that they need not be afraid. Because where was Jesus? He was asleep, because he's not afraid of any storm. But when the friends of Jesus asked for help, where was Jesus then? Well, he was right beside them, in the storm, saving them. They learnt that day that if they turn to Jesus for help, if they trust in Jesus, Jesus will help them. Jesus will be there. Now, you and me, we face storms too. Not just the watery kind, but storms and difficulties of hard times, like being picked on at school, being lonely, being worried about schoolwork. And then, of course, there's the coronavirus that's sweeping the whole world. We need help in these storms. But like the men in the boat, if we ask Jesus for help, he will be there, right beside us, in those storms and difficulties. Now, the bully will not just disappear, zap. And we may still feel scared at times. And of course, the coronavirus has not just disappeared. But when we ask Jesus for help, he comes and he is with us. And he gives us strength and courage to face difficulties. And he gives us peace inside. Because when we ask for help, we realise that Jesus is bigger than any storm. So he is there for us no matter what. So when hard times come and we say, where is Jesus? We can know that Jesus is right beside us, helping us, and he is bigger than anything. Jesus is the storm stiller, and so he can help us with all the storms in our lives. We just need to remember that he is with us. So let's talk to Jesus now and ask his help. So when I say, Jesus, help us to remember, you all say, you are with us in the storm. And we can make a circle movement of wind and waves. Let's practice that. Jesus, help us to remember, you are with us in the storm. Right, let's get settled and ready to pray. Lord, when we are worried and we don't know what to do, Jesus, help us to remember, you are with us in the storm. When we fall out with friends, Jesus, help us to remember, you are with us in the storm. When we feel lonely and sad, Jesus, help us to remember, you are with us in the storm. And when we or people we love are ill, Jesus, help us to remember, you are with us in the storm. Amen. And Jesus really is with us when it's stormy and gives us courage and strength. And we're going to sing about that with Holly now.
With our action song today, we've got to make our arms look like it's really stormy. So we're going to make it go in a big circle in front of us. And as the storm calms down, the circle will get smaller and smaller and smaller. Are you ready? When it's stormy, when it's stormy, when it's stormy all around me. When it's stormy, when it's stormy, when it's stormy all around me. I am weak, but he is strong, helping me to carry on. When it's stormy, when it's stormy, when it's stormy all around me. When it's stormy, when it's stormy, when it's stormy all around me. When it's stormy, when it's stormy, when it's stormy all around me. I am weak, but he is strong, helping me to carry on. When it's stormy, when it's stormy, when it's stormy all around me. When it's stormy, when it's stormy, when it's stormy all around me. When it's stormy, when it's stormy, when it's stormy all around me. I am weak, but he is strong, helping me to carry on. When it's
Now, I know lots of you, when you come to Sunday Club, like making things. So today we're going to make some paper boats like this. So you will need a piece of paper, a rectangle shape, not a square. A4 paper is exactly right, and paper is better than card. The first thing you need to do is to fold over like that. Fold the paper in half and then quarter. This is to give us some guidelines. Then open it up so you've got it in half with the fold at the top, and you're going to fold these corners down along this line. So you go like this, press it down really hard, and then again on this side. Now, separate your paper and take the first little flap and fold it up like this. Turn it over and fold the other little flap in exactly the same way. Whoops, try to get it to meet. There we are. You've got a hat shape now, and you need to tuck the ends in. So you tuck one that way, one that way, one that way, and one that way. This is a little bit more tricky. You've got to open it up and then take these ends and push it together like that. Turn it over and press it down. Make it nice and firm. Then have it with the flap at the bottom, because you're going to take this first part and fold up. It is making lots of different triangles, really. Press that hard like that. Turn it over and do the same thing. Now again, open up and do exactly the same as before, bringing those edges together. Press it down. And then, if you hold the bit with the edge at the ends there, the top, it's folded there, but it's more open here. And then you pull those apart like that, your boat shape should start to appear. Pull it open, whoops, it can be tricky, and press it down to make it firm, like that. Then put your hand inside to sort out the middle of the boat, and there you have your boat. And you can make them of all different sizes. It doesn't matter, as long as each time you use a rectangle and not a square. And I thought on the boat we could write, Jesus is the storm stiller. Oh, actually I'll use black. Use black because it'll show up better. Oh no, that's purple. That'll be hopeless. There we are. Jesus is the storm stiller. And that reminds us, whatever is happening in life, Jesus is there with us in the storm. Let's get it so my boat will stand up properly. There we are. So see how you get on making those. And now it's time for the big Sunday Club challenge. Well, Alex and Martha have been very busy. They've created a story with their Duplo. It's part of the story of the man through the roof. They show the big crowd, then the men taking their friend up the stairs to the roof of the house, and then making the hole and letting the man down to the feet of Jesus. So let's have a look at their little video. And a couple of weeks ago, we heard that story, didn't we? And we discovered that Jesus healed the man on the inside by forgiving his sins and on the outside. And so he was able to run and jump all the way home. But well done, guys. with your little Duplo story. That was really good. And so everyone, keep thinking of your ideas and then send them in to sundayclub@stm.org.uk and we'll show them in future weeks. Well, that's all for now, but I'll see you again next Sunday. I hope you have a really good week. And remember, where is Jesus? Well, he's right beside you and he can deal with anything. So until we meet again, bye-bye for now. God bless.